We have followed the coast south along the ancient trade routes that carried copper, tin and bronze. Here at Land's End in Cornwall, we are again facing the wild Atlantic. Tír Rach nach bhfuil a dúin a bhreathan fíor cheilteach. Further south, there are other Land's Ends in Brittany and Galicia. Iad go léir le na naidhne an áirigh mhór, iad go léir nasca trí línta ceol Celtic. Táim an seo chun búlú le Alan Burton, ceoltóir agus ceardaí atá freagrach as abheocan dhéon tusaíocht na bíb I gCorn na Bhreataine. Vishin Galanta.
Whereas
most of the Celtic countries have a piping tradition. What about here in Cornwall?
there are Cornish pipes as such, which have been redesigned, but these have not been made from existing examples historically. These are really from drawings and carvings.
How did you come to be making reeds and uilleann pipes here in Cornwall?
You'll have heard this a lot, that I was played the album Well Below the Valley. And it was the piping of Liam O'Flynn. I'd been listening to a lot of bagpipe music, Gaida music from Bulgaria, but this had an essence to it, you know, a voice that kind of spoke a lot deeper. Being far away from the centre of traditional Irish music and piping, maintaining the pipes was a big problem for me, and circumstances ended up offering me the chance to have a go at making some pipes, which I jumped at.
When the Celts first arrived on these islands, there was already an even older megalithic culture.
The megalithic culture spreads along the western fringe of Europe, and there are stone circles in Spain, Portugal, Brittany, Britain, Wales, Ireland, and up north to Scandinavia as well. And it seems to be a function of the migration of farming technology across Europe. When it hit the Atlantic Ocean, there was nowhere to go, and it seems to have turned in on itself. People started to develop these ideas about doing things with very large chunks of rock. And I think if we were looking for evidence of a link to Ireland, the most obvious thing is the gold work. And there are, I think, 4 lunulae that have been discovered in Cornwall. It's been suggested that it was an Irish type, an Irish pattern.
Is baile bríomhar Penzance ag bun Chorn na Bhreataine.
Lovely stuff. Beautiful.
Linguistically, Cornish is closer to Breton than to the other Celtic languages. Do you think is that reflected in the music at all?
There's some of the older tunes that are quite Breton.
Like the ones we were playing at the beginning. That one is an example of a very old tune that sound to our ears quite Breton. I think the fact that we are surrounded by water, we've just got those influences are inevitable.
What do you think is the current situation in Cornish music?
Naya Weller's Gynesigath Kerno, Oladro, Ragsompel, and Sothfa, and Skull, Warren TV.
In Waith and Tavis, Canoic, you, as one as Lebman, Avel Tavis Minorita Europec, Splan you Edna Rag Canoic.
Per that.
At a nearby local studio, Dalla are joined by Ron Cornow and Julie Elwyn to record some vocals on the Cornish tune Delciao Sivi, which we began back in Ireland. In the next programme, the last in the series, I follow the Celtic songlines to the continent, to Brittany and Galicia. Tugam cuairt na Gaelúra is mó dóin an geol Celtach I Loriol. Agus feimimach marial táchtacht na critse I tradiisiún Celtacha na Heorpa.